What's up, boys? In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the fastest and most consistent 90s. Since my reputation to the 10-year-olds in the Fortnite community is that I only crank and spray, then I think it's only right that I show you guys how to crank properly and in a smart way, which I'll be showing you guys in this video. I am now double daily uploading on YouTube, so if you guys can hit that like button so that you can make my grind worth it, it would be super appreciated. Every single video, I hide a picture of something for a few seconds, and if you guys find the picture and say what it is in the comments, I'll make sure I pin your comment and sub back. Also, guys, please consider subscribing. It's completely free, and you don't realize how much it helps out us YouTubers to literally just click the button super quickly. Anyways, enjoy the video. All right, what's up, boys? So I am a little sick, so if my voice sounds nasally, that's why. But there's a bunch of different kind of 90s you can do, and I went over this in my last video, and I keep going over this because it's so important. The starts to your build fights are where you do all your 90s, right? And you know, in my last video I kind of showed the different starts and all that, but in this video I'm kind of going to go more into depth on how to do the 90s and how you can practice and get really good at them and master them and just have super fast 90s, right? So obviously you have the double 90. This is just the most simple start, you know, whatever, average 90s. That's how you do it. Very simple. Everyone knows that one. And then you have something a little more complicated, but I'll get into it, and it's something called infinite 90s. Now these are this is the start I like to do. It's awesome start. These are a little more complicated. A lot of people already know how to do this, but for the people who don't know how, it starts with one ramp. It's just a normal double 90, right? Like normal, like you always did. And then on your second 90, this is what you always do. You just place the stair, cones, and then keep going. And you can actually just do it forever. You don't have to place the cone. It's just for extra protection. I would recommend it because then you can get shot less. I would recommend it. If you're gonna do it, do it the right way. But let me show you guys a little bit slower. So you got 190, 290, 390, 490, 590. And I can't do this while I'm going slow, but you have to make sure that you do 190, 290. You kind of just, after every 90, you jump, and then the next one you don't jump. And you have to make sure you can jump on as many as you want. You can do up to 3 in a row. But after that third one, you need to not jump, right? So if I just jump the entire time, look, I have jump fatigue, right? So you have to make sure that on one of your 90s every once in a while you're not jumping, so you get your jump fatigue back, right? So I'm jumping, not jumping, not jumping, not jumping, not jumping, and so on and so forth. Then, you know, you can practice that, and then once in a while put the cones like this. You know, you're practicing your 90s, and then every once in a while try to practice it with a cone. You know, do it slowly. Don't just try to full on send it right away if you don't know how to do these. Do it slow, then do it a little faster, you know, then try to do it perfectly, then start doing it with the cone. You know, take your time. This is not going to take, you know, 5 minutes to learn if you don't know how to do it. So another kind of 90s I want to show you guys is I call it the triple 90 start. This one is really effective against double 90s. So let's say you have an opponent doing double 90s, right? And he goes like that, or yeah, like this, right? So that's a normal start, and you do the triple 90 start. So this is the triple 90 start. You do 1, 2, 3 90s. You put a stair here and here, and then you're able to put cones there because you put another stair here, and then it blocks off his double 90s. It's the most effective. Let's say you know your opponent has faster 90s than you, and you want to do double 90s against him, but you just can't. He just ramps over you every time. That triple 90 start, you guys can slow it down. I'll show you guys again. We'll block off double 90 starts every single time, right? So look, 1, 2, 3. I'd recommend also putting a wall here because if he has his gun out, he can easily shoot you. You will be open, but it'll block off his start every single time. I'll show you guys a little bit slower, so if you guys want to actually practice it, you can. You go 1, 2, 3, stair, and I'd recommend you don't have to put a wall, but I'd recommend putting a wall here too, because if the guy is good, he'll go for the shot and he'll hit you if you don't have a wall there. But again, like I said, practice it without a wall, practice it without the cones, you know, just get used to it before you start full sending it completely. And then guys, you have something. It's kind of an illegal start. I don't know, it's a bit iffy because usually in build battles you go up one ramp and then you do your 90s, right? This one it's like, I wouldn't say it's illegal, but it's not the right way to start. But it's really fast. You can go up really fast. So basically the way it works is you have a wall, right? You stay on the right side. Usually, you know, you stay on the left side to do right 90s. You're actually gonna go on the right side. So basically you just did double 90s, but you're up an extra layer than before. Look, I'll show you. So let's say I do normal double 90s here. Look, he's up an extra layer because at the start, you just, I don't know, it's like, I don't know if it's illegal or not. You know, it's worth practicing and it's kind of cool. But these 90s are actually like insane. Like it's like when I 1v1 people, like, and they do that start, there is no shot I'm beating it with my double 90 start. Maybe there's other starts I can do, like infinite 90s that will beat it, or you know, something. But it's actually impossible to beat, like straight up, because you're going up a whole extra layer. Like that's an entire layer. It's a lot. Like the best way to have the fastest 90s is to stay in the middle of the ramp, or just barely, like right like this. Look, because then you're landing on the top of your ramp instead of landing on the bottom, so you're going up faster. Like it is faster. The reason why I don't like to do that is because you can mess up a lot easier when you're landing at the tippy top of your ramp, because, well, that exact, see, like you just, there's more room for error. So what I like to do, and this has worked out for me in my career a lot, is being consistent is a lot more important than being super fast. So you could practice it and be super fast with it. You're gonna mess up a lot. Even the guys who are the best at doing these 90s mess it up a lot. That's just how it is, you know. But like, see, when I get it, it's very fast. Maybe it doesn't look fast because my sense is slow, but it's very fast. So what I like to do is I like to stay a little more to the left, not on the edge. Don't ever stay on the edge. That's just, you'll look like these 90s are slow. They're slow. So you want to stay a little bit to the left of the middle, like this, and just keep going, man. These are really fast, really consistent. You got a little bit of fast and consistent in there. You don't need, what's the point of being super fast if you're just gonna mess up every second time you do it? You know what I'm saying? So I like to be consistent enough where I can be a little bit fast too. That way I don't mess up, and I can still do infinite 90s pretty fast. I feel like that's probably the best way. There's also different types of 90s you can do. For me, my favorite one is just the generic ones, the very generic, consistent ones. Consistency is everything, guys. So these are the generic ones, you know, generic double 90s, right? Everyone knows those. Then you have the normal spider 90s, which are kind of weird. Like they're a little, I'd say they're a little less consistent, just as fast. You know, if they're just as fast and less consistent, I wouldn't do them, but they look cooler, that's for sure. They definitely look cooler. You know, a little flick up. Like they're definitely cooler. I'll give it that. Then you have the Mongrel 90s. The Mongrel 90s are where you like kind of, you do like this. You kind of go like up to down, or yeah, you kind of go down to up. I mean, where you place the wall. So usually when you do 90s, you're supposed to place like that, right? But Mongrel does it like that. They're definitely not as fast, but I mean, maybe if you're on keyboard and you can flick really quick, they could be as fast. You know, they definitely look cooler. Like all these, there's 90s that look cool, and if you want to do 90s that look cool, sure, go for the spider 90s or the Mongrel 90s. I'll show you guys the Mongrel 90s in slow motion because it can be a little confusing. So you just place a wall like that. So you place, usually 90s are like that. Like they're kind of cool, you know, they look cool for sure. Like I'll give them that. But if you're like a controller player, I wouldn't recommend them just because you can't really flick like fast enough for them to be effective. But definitely cool. If you're a keyboard, sure, go for it, you know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, I showed you, I think, 4 starts you can do that are super good. I showed you guys, you know, how to do them. I kind of slowed it down a little bit. Again, like I said, consistency is super important. There's ways to do things faster, like I showed you, stay more in the middle of the ramp, but you won't be consistent. So you know, it depends what you guys, whether you guys prefer being fast or being consistent. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I taught you a little something, because it is pretty hard to teach this kind of thing, since a lot of it comes from practice, and you are gonna have to practice a lot in order to master. If you don't already know these, you're gonna have to practice so much to learn it. So anyways, you know, follow me on Twitter. It'll be on the screen right now. I love my Twitter. That's the only social media that I'm like always on, and you can reach me there if you ever need to reach me for whatever reason. I stream every single day as well. Twitch.tv/Plalism. It'll be in the description of the video. And anyways, I'm out. Peace.